as you guys can see, I have been consistent with my morning pages. I have skipped a few days, okay? And I am going into this new year with this mentality that it will be imperfect. Whatever new habit or thing I'm trying to add into my life that is supposed to be better for me, they will be imperfect because I'm not perfect. I'm not a robot. Life circumstances change, and that's okay. And I even think that getting out of a habit and then getting back on track after a while of being off track is a muscle that we need to exercise in itself, because oftentimes like we'll get off track and it'll be like, oh well, I haven't done it in a few days, so what's another day? But good morning. It is a winter day outside. I made myself some tea. I'm gonna get up and I'm going to make breakfast, but I'm going to get changed because even though today I actually don't have that many plans, sometimes I just like stay comfy and I change from like my PJs into sweatpants. But I feel like if I change into proper clothes, like a jeans and a sweater, and like I, maybe put on some makeup and I get ready as if I'm about to go somewhere, even though I'm not leaving the apartment, I think it just kind of changes my disposition about the day, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Don't have that much breakfast stuff in the fridge, so one thing I always have is ingredients for my yogurt bowl. I'm telling you, you can literally never go wrong with a yogurt bowl for breakfast. High protein, delicious, fiber and phytonutrients from your blueberries. I add a little bit of maple syrup to mine. Nut butter for some extra healthy fats. This, I feel so full. I feel so good. Okay, I'm just gonna put my leg up here because I talked about this in a video before. This just makes my hips feel good. So I know I talked a lot about goals, intentions for the new year, etc. I feel like I wanted to get a little bit more in detail about my fitness and health goals. A lot of you asked me kind of like, what type of workouts do I do? How often do I work out? How do I think about fitness in general? And I do think this past year I have healed a good part of my relationship with my body, fitness, exercise, eating. And I did that through actually finding a really good balance. And that's exactly my goal, to just continue doing what I've been doing. I felt like I was in such a good place with how I was working out, how much I was working out, what type of workouts I was doing. I was making sure that I was getting enough food and enough fuel for how much I was, exercising. In general, like I love moving my body. I love being active. It's so important. It's so important for young women to start lifting weights so that later on in life, we don't have all these various issues. That thinking about what I choose to do today will affect me later on in like 10 or 20 years. I'm not thinking about it so much as like what I'm doing now is affecting me right now, if that makes sense. Also, going out to eat and enjoying dinner out with friends and cooking yummy meals at home and baking and drinking wine and having wine nights and traveling and indulging in everything that has to offer. Like, I feel really good about how I treated my body and my mind and my soul this last year when it comes to this area of life. I do find really helpful that when I am trying to implement new ideas or different things like that when it comes to food and nutrition, it is actually really helpful to use something like Lifesum, which I am so excited to be partnering with Lifesum on this video, because I have been using Lifesum, guys, for I want to say like 10 years. I used to use Lifesum when I was dancing. if that puts it into perspective. I've turned to Lifesum so many times when I've wanted to, as I said, recalibrate and get a good sense of how I'm eating. I logged my breakfast. You can add food and then you just use their barcode scanner. That way, it just automatically finds the exact yogurt that I use. Add the blueberries, and then, for example, something like my granola, this one, because it's my own recipe and I made it, what I really love is that you can also add your own recipes. It is healthy living simplified, and it's about educating you and learning what foods make you feel good, what foods give you energy, and also why. Regardless of what your goals are, it's a nutrition-based app that makes this so easy to track your meals, your workouts, your water intake. You have a free version and then you also have a premium version. I highly recommend the premium version because you get the full feature access. Barcode thing that's on the premium, you get access to their meal plans if you need some type of inspiration. They have a huge recipe index of so many recipes. They really have simplified learning about your nutrition, keeping track, making sure you eat enough. I really think you guys should check out Lifesum if you've never used it. If you've used it before, perfect opportunity to download it again. And if you guys use the link in my description, you will get a 55% discount on the Lifesum premium membership. And you're gonna get all the cool features. And they just incorporated a new feature where you can like take a photo of your meal and it will just see the food and it will basically be able to figure out what the food is on your plate, so you don't even have to do all the... They're doing some really cool stuff, so you guys should definitely check it out. It's in the description. I am gonna finish this off camera. Okay, wow, it is so chilly out here. Winter is here to stay for a little bit. We actually had a very mild December, so I can't even complain. But I'm walking over to the grocery store. A few things that we don't have at home, and I also really wanted to step out. I want to, even in the wintertime, I want to prioritize going outside every day, even if it's to walk to the grocery store, to just breathe in the fresh air of New York. Okay, I've become obsessed with doing this ever since my last video where I discovered how useful this is. Shout out to Sarah Gray for inspiring me. I feel like she had a video where she recorded through her phone for the camera. Anyways, I'm currently at the little fish, tinned fish section and the pickled section, which I would say has become my favorite. I really want to start eating more like small fish, like sardines. These ones are in spicy tomato sauce. Fishwife has some incredible tinned fish. Such an easy lunch option, which I think I'm actually gonna do that. But I do have some at home, so I'm not gonna grab a lot more, but I do like the ones that are in like some type of tomato sauce. Those are just hard to find. I need to go to like a Romanian grocery store. They have those type. But I also have been loving, I mean, if you didn't know, I am Romanian. Sunt româncă, dacă nu știați. I love pickles to my core. I love anything briny. I love anything pickly, sour, salty. That's my jam. So I'm just looking over here. They have like some pickled beets, but I actually wanted to make my own little beets. I'm looking specifically for bubbies, but I can't find them, sadly. I really want to eat a lot more fermented foods because they're so good for you and for your digestion. This is your reminder to get your gut health in check. But I cannot find my pickles, so this is a disappointment. And I don't know if I feel inspired by anything that I see here. I really need to go to like a Romanian store or something. You know, in New York, getting groceries is a workout in and of itself. Temperature outside is actually really nice. I'm thinking I might go on a run simply because tomorrow it's going to rain. Being outside made me feel like, what if I was just running right now? While I was in the store, I was trying to explain. I want to really focus on gut health and make sure that I'm feeding my gut the right fermented foods, yogurt, sauerkraut. I actually was able to find my pickles. I eat a pickle at least once a day. A pickle a day keeps the gut health feeling good. These were the ones that I was looking for. Bubbies, these are by far the best ones. Just coming from a Romanian girl that grew up on pickles. We live off of pickles. My grandma used to make pickles. She would pickle like, I don't even know what they are, like these peppers called gogoshad, green tomatoes, gogonele, pickled like cauliflower and carrots. Those are like specific Romanian things that I want to find, or maybe I'll just have to like make them myself, but I do need to go to a Romanian store. I got some beets, which is also something that I used to eat a lot growing up, specifically like beets with horseradish, and they were like grated. I think I want to make some type of like beet salad. I kind of wanted to show you a few other like gut healthy things that I have. So I got the pickles. I'm trying this sauerkraut, but it's with purple cabbage, apple cider vinegar, a sourdough bread. I've actually never had this one. This is a forbidden rice sourdough, and it kind of smells like rice, but in a good way. Very easy to incorporate into your diet is kefir. It has a lot of cultured active probiotics, it says right on it. This one I'm trying, I don't love it. I'm trying to see which brand is my favorite, because also kefir or kefir, very popular in Romania. My mom used to drink it all the time. This one just kind of tastes like yogurt, and I want one that is like prickly in the mouth, you know? Obviously, kimchi, some sauerkraut. This one is also from Bubbies, and it's the best. Your gut is obviously aided by all of these things that are, you know, fermented pickles have active cultures in them, but your gut also needs fiber, and it needs, you know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian. I'm just saying that in general, prioritizing your gut health is really important for making sure that you actually absorb all the nutrients that you spend so much time, money, and energy and thought into putting into your body. Also got some bone broth because I am going to make some bone broth rice. So I'm gonna put all this away, but I'm thinking I might go on a run right now. The spicy pickles have a little bit of a kick. I need my pickle to be like fully pickled. I'm not really a sour, like a half sour pickle girl. My run was great. It was a hard one. It was a lot to navigate running through people. I decided to run at a time when there was a lot of people on the street. Also a lot of stopping and starting and stopping and starting. But then once I got to the park, I was already a little bit tired, like in my legs, but then I just pushed through. I got in about a little bit over 5 miles, and it was good that I went because I realized and I remembered I should probably start including some type of hills and elevation in my runs. But I made myself a snack plate, can of sardines that has been drained. Look how cute they are just sitting in there. My new bread that I got today at the store, the black rice sesame sourdough with some grass-fed salted butter right on top. Full Honeycrisp apple, but like a small one that I just cut. A good amount of manchego cheese. My pickle bowl, which is some sauerkraut and spicy pickles. And this is my lunch.
It lives, but in my defense, you always have to. I'm sure you're lucky. Ham, mac and dressing. Holy shit, that's worse. They is gonna teach.
They won today, which is insane because they're fucking terrible.
We just have a minute.
Bro, I'm kind of a bouncer. Derek's great. Derek. So good.
Morning. I just finished reading The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I think I read this in about like 2-ish weeks or so. The movie for this book is coming out in December of 2025, and I heard so many people talk about this book, and I really wanted to read it. And wow, like if you guys are into psychological suspense, the way that this book is written and how it takes you through the story is so crazy. It was so good. And it's such a rainy morning today. It's been raining ever since I woke up, and it's consistently raining. So I don't really know what I want to do today, but I am going to get a workout in, and I think I want to just do it now to get it over with. I wanted to briefly talk about the way that I work out now versus how I used to work out before. Kind of like how most people train. You go to the gym and you do like shoulders and biceps. The next day you do like butt and hamstrings, and the day after that you do chest and triceps, and the day after that you do, so it's like you kind of have a workout split in that way. And I've always worked out that way in the gym, but from like a fun perspective, like I just was never really, it wasn't that fun. I wasn't enjoying, they're too slow, you sit down too much. Sometimes the workouts also just take too long because you do a lot of like the same muscle groups, so those muscles get exhausted and you need a lot more rest time, and then you end up sitting or waiting around for rest time, and the workouts themselves go like over an hour. After my half marathon last year, I started doing a lot more functional training style of workouts, and usually they're full body, usually they're in a circuit, usually they will be more of a compounded workout, a type of like cardio element implemented into the circuit. So that's kind of how I've worked out in the last, I want to say, I don't know, 8 months or so, and on and off. I haven't been consistent the whole time, but I would say that has been a game changer in terms of the workouts that I do are never longer than about 45 minutes, and that's on the longer end, and that's because there's no rest time. Most of the workout is like you're going and working out the whole time, which I personally prefer because I don't want the workout to feel like I gotta be in the gym for an hour and a half, 2 hours. 2, I've actually seen physical results. 3, that was another thing that I really liked, is that every day I was working out every part of my body in some capacity. That is how I like to work out. Much more than doing 4 sets of 12 of one exercise and then doing the same thing again and the same thing again and the same thing again. That's just like boring, and and it's not that enjoyable for me. I'm also not an expert in any way. I am not a certified trainer. I am not a dietitian, any of that. I want to put together this video to kind of just share with you guys how I'm thinking and feeling about my health this new year. So let's go work out. That workout was as crazy, if not crazier than I expected. But I did it, and it felt so good. And it's crazy because I wasn't even doing that many reps of each exercise, but then you're supposed to do the for time. So I did the 15 rounds in 26 or 27 minutes. And that was with like taking a breath every little bit. It was really intense, but I feel amazing. I'm gonna go take a shower, hydrate, and I think I'll probably make lunch. Beautiful lunch bowl. Bone broth rice from yesterday. Heated it up after I cooked the pieces of chicken, and I mixed in some peas, added the chicken back into the rice, grated Parmesan, the beet salad, and some sauerkraut. Pretty perfect meal. I want to say it tastes like risotto. Gotta eat your sauerkraut, kids.
Well, I mean, babe.
He always lets 3 little logs of water in here. Okay, well, I still decided to step out, even though it's rainy. I just want to go on a walk or be outside at least once every day. Since I finished my book today, I want to go to one of my favorite coffee shops, La Cabra. I got myself a new book, and we'll see if it sticks. You know, it's always like when you get a new book, you never really know if it's gonna stick with you or not, especially when you finished a book that was so satisfying and so good and you couldn't put it down. All you want is another book just like that. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna be there. They close at 6. I'm gonna get there around 4, and I'm just gonna be there until they close. And it is Saturday after all. I don't know why for some reason, like right now, the days feel a little bit like I don't even know what day it is. I'm just gonna have a late afternoon at a coffee shop, reading a book. I was craving sushi, but then I got to the store where I usually get my sushi. I realized I was like, oh, I could also just like make poke. I haven't made poke in a long time. I had such a lovely evening spent in the coffee shop. I started reading The Secret History by Donna Tartt. A lot of people said they loved this book. I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna I just started rewatching Dexter. I do want to remind you guys to download Lifesum on your phone. If you guys use the link in my description, you can get a 55% discount on their premium membership, which you totally should. It's a great tool to have to educate yourself about food, your eating habits. If you have any specific goals going to this new year, it's a great tool to have in your pocket at any time. So I highly recommend you guys check it out. And with that said, we'll see you in the next video.